Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Willie Nice Stuff. I'm so excited for you guys to be here today. Today I'm filming a super exciting video about how I went from $500 to $5,000 on Poshmark in just 60 days. I am going to tell you step by step how I did this and give you receipts and break down everything. That way you guys can do this at home. I'm so excited to share this information with you. I feel like a lot has changed over the last 90 days in my business, and I really want to share what I've been doing as well as the results that I've had. So please leave any questions that you have down in the description box, and I will definitely answer those questions that you have. And I guess let's just get right into this video. So in order to break this down for you, I want to give you a timeline of what my sales looked like from March to August currently. So, and then I will explain, there's a fly. And then I will explain how exactly I did this. So in March of 2021, my Poshmark sales were $350. In April, my sales were $528. So during this time of these 2 months, those are pretty much my first 2 months on Poshmark where I really started trying. So during those months, I was cross-listing as much as I could, which was not very often. I never shared my closet. I did not have time. I have 4 kids, if you don't know. So I just did not have time. But I was cross-listing here and there, maybe once a week, a few items. It was very sporadic, no rhyme or reason, and I just did it in the spare time that I had. So clearly my sales on Poshmark reflected this in March and April. First thing I did, step 1, if you will, on how to grow your Poshmark. The first thing that I did, I knew that I didn't have the time to dedicate to Poshmark, but I knew that there could be profit there and sales there. I see all these people making sales on Posh, so I knew I wanted to do it too. So I thought I need to hire a virtual assistant. And around the same time, I saw Denali, Elduchothrift, post about her online course about how to hire a virtual assistant. Now, in my personal opinion, I've always been the kind of person that's like, I don't need to take a course. I don't need to give someone my money. I can just YouTube it. I can Google it. I can figure it out myself. No, you can't when it comes to a VA. Literally, there is no information out there except for Denali's course. I searched the internet far and wide trying to find something. So the main reason why I love Denali's video is because she literally gives you step-by-step instructions. She tells you the exact websites to go to. She has learned through trial and error and a lot of work, and now she's sharing that information. So to me, I mean, she could be charging a lot more, you guys, on the information that she is sharing. So I will link her website down below of the course on how to hire a virtual assistant. I took Denali's course literally at like 9 p.m. on a weekend. That night, I posted my job site on the website that Denali gives me. And I posted it the next day. I had 2 interviews set up with possible hires, and I ended up hiring someone within 48 hours of watching her course. So I was very excited. And also I want to talk about, I was very nervous too. I mean, at that time on eBay, I was only making about $3,600 in sales a month and 0 on Poshmark. So you see, I was very nervous. Hiring a virtual assistant, I was like, I want to, still have money in my pocket. I need to be able to buy inventory. I'm worried that I'm going to have to pay someone. But I knew that if I dedicated the time and, planned it out, that the money would come back to me. So when my virtual assistant started, her tasks were to cross-list 20 items from my eBay store to Poshmark. She did this using the program List Perfectly. Down in the description, I've left a link for List Perfectly. List Perfectly is awesome. It literally cuts down your cross-listing time. I mean, you can cross-list 10 in 10 minutes. I mean, it is so fast. So like I said, when my virtual assistant started, her only task was to cross-list 20 items per day, 7 days a week from my eBay store to Poshmark. She did 20 items a day for 60 days. So from April 20th to June 15th, she did 20 items a day. I had her do this using List Perfectly because it cut down the amount of time I was paying her for. So if I would have had her do that cross-listing organically, it would have taken her a lot more time and I would have spent a lot more money. The List Perfectly fee is only $29 a month, and you can cross-list to like 10 different platforms. I have not expanded to other platforms yet, but I do plan on doing so. So for $29, it was just definitely worth it to do that so that she can cross-list for me. So from April 20th to June 15th, she was cross-listing 20 items per day. My sales in April on Poshmark were $528. My sales in June were $5,046 on Poshmark. Just Poshmark, not eBay. So as you can see, 20 items per day extremely boosted my store. Another very important factor in the growth of my Poshmark store was I started using the program Posher VA. Now, please don't give me your hate in the comments about automation. I literally don't want to hear it. I'm doing this to make money, and I believe very soon Poshmark is going to come out with their very own automation tool. They're just silly not to. So I am going to create a separate video about Posher VA and how to use it, but for the purposes of this video, Posher VA is an automation tool used for Poshmark. This helps share your closet automatically daily. You can set timers for, I want to share my closet at noon, I want to share my closet at 3, and I want to share my closet at 6. Also, you can set Posher VA to automatically send offers to likers. This is a key in most of my sales. So when someone likes your item, instead of you having to go in and send the offer, Posher VA will do that for you. You can, list the shipping discount or no shipping discount, the percentage you want to take off. You can change it as many times as you want, see what works best for you. This tool is key, you guys. So let's break it down. April 20th, she started working for me, cross-listing 20 items per day using List Perfectly. Also, April 20th, I got Posher VA and started using it in my Poshmark Closet. My sales in June were $5,046. 20 items per day for 2 months, about 60 days, using the tools that I mentioned before. So I knew that I couldn't afford at this time in my business to continue listing 20 items per day on Poshmark. So on eBay, I started listing 10 items per day in June. So my sales for July, with only doing 10 items per day daily on Poshmark, again, using my virtual assistant, using List Perfectly, and using Posher VA, my sales in July were $5,540. So as you can see, I maintained that number even though I decreased my daily listings from 20 to 10 listings. So you may be feeling like, Brittany, what the hell are you talking about? I don't have 20 items a day to list. I don't know where to start. I'm brand new. Or maybe you're a current seller on eBay or Poshmark and you're just worried. You don't know what to do. You don't have the inventory. I'm going to go through all the excuses and I'm going to give you ideas on how to combat those excuses. First off, let's talk about the expense of all of these things that I mentioned. I know it's totally nerve-wracking incurring more expenses on your personal business. I mean, we're all in this to make money and it is very nerve-wracking, taking on those expenses. But hiring my virtual assistant paid for itself within 4 days. Her full week's pay was paid for within 4 days, and that was just starting off. Now, obviously, it's more than paying for itself. But let's talk about the weekly expenses that I incurred doing all of these changes. So if you break down the expenses, we have List Perfectly at $29 per month. We have Posher VA at $25 per month. And we have my VA's income that I pay her weekly. So let's break down what this costs per week. The first 60 days per week, my extra added expenses were only $133 per week if you break it down. And I also do want to mention, a VA doesn't have to be necessary, but for me and for my business, it was definitely necessary. I did not have the extra time to dedicate to Poshmark, so hiring a virtual assistant was 1000% necessary for my business. Your business may be different. You may have extra time that you can dedicate. Use List Perfectly to cross list. Use Poshmark VA to help with managing your store. So a virtual assistant may not be necessary, but when you're ready to grow bigger, you have to determine when is the right time to hire a virtual assistant in your own personal business. So for the first 60 days, my VA was cross-listing 20 per day, 7 days a week. That is 600 items per month. So, whoa, that's gotta seem overwhelming. Like, how am I gonna come up with 600 items per month? Maybe you don't have the time. If you don't have the time, order a liquidation pallet. If you don't have the funds, you're gonna have to spend more time. So when I first started my business, I did not have a lot of extra funds to order liquidation pallets to my door. So what I would do is 1 day per week was normally on Saturday or Sunday. I would go thrifting from 8 a.m. until dark. So from the time the stores opened until dark, I may hit up some garage sales, Goodwills, thrift stores, and mostly the Goodwill outlet. When I very first started, most of the time I went to the Goodwill outlet. It was cheap. It did take a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of sweat, but it was worth it. I was able to grow my store to get the funds I needed to start ordering liquidations straight to my door. Is this business easy? No. Is this business fast or get rich quick scheme? No. This business is work. But if you work it, you can get the business to where it can work without you. So you're saying, Brittany, I don't have a Goodwill outlet. Thrifting's harder in my area. Go to a new area. Find the closest Goodwill outlet. Plan a weekend away where you come home with a car full, where you have 2 weeks worth of backlog of inventory to list. Trust me, I know the excuses, I know the feelings, but growing your business is about pushing through that. And I want you guys to see that the real numbers and how if you do this, you will grow your business. Now, let's talk about the kind of inventory that I was listing during this time, because I also think that's important. I want to be upfront with you guys and let you know that I'm not all listing high-end stuff. My very first high-end liquidation purchase wasn't actually until the end of June. So it didn't even get started to be listed until July. I think that's important because I want you guys to know that the average sale price of my store at the time that all this growth happened was $20 to $32. That was my average sale price or my ASP. So like I said, when I first started, I literally spent the entire daylight day on the weekend thrifting. It's what I had to do at the time. I didn't have a lot of money to invest, and I needed to find a lot of items. Back then, I was listing 20 here, 30 here, 60 here, and my sales were good, but not consistent. So I feel like when you're listing consistently, your sales are so much more consistent. Maybe you're coming to this video and you already have a big, thriving Poshmark closet, but you've never tried eBay. This exact same formula can work for eBay as well. When I hired my virtual assistant, I started listing 10 items per day on eBay myself. And then once I switched on June 15th, she started drafting those for me. And now she does those drafts for me every single day on eBay. So my store on eBay also grew when I was doing 10 items per day, 7 days a week. Okay, so I know that seemed like a lot of information in a short amount of time, but I really just wanted to share this with you guys because I feel like it's all good information and it's worked in my business. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it finds you well and nobody's giving me any crazy, kickback from the things that I'm doing. Let me know if you've made some changes that are helping your stores. Let us know down in the comments so we can all learn. I'm so excited to be here on YouTube with you guys, sharing this information. And like Dolly Parton says, you'll never do a whole lot of anything unless you're brave enough to try. Thanks, guys.